Imagine a once loving family now fractured. Two brothers, once inseparable, now view each other with suspicion and anger. Their beautiful ancestral home, a symbol of shared history and love, is now a battleground. Each brother claims rightful ownership, their claims fueled by generations of resentment and mistrust. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict at its heart mirrors this family feud. It's a dispute over land, identity, and security where narratives of suffering and injustice intertwine. Both sides harbor deep-seated narratives of pain and displacement. Like any family feud, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is not just about politics or territory. Understanding this human dimension, the raw emotions and daily struggles, is crucial to grasping the complexities of the situation and exploring viable solutions. The roots of this conflict run deep, tangled in a web of historical claims and counterclaims. The brothers, much like Israelis and Palestinians, share a common ancestor, a shared history in their ancestral home. However, their interpretations of this shared past differ drastically, shaping their present realities. For one brother, the inheritance of the house is a matter of legal right, backed by documents and memories of his grandfather's displacement. He sees the other brother as an unwelcome intruder, an occupier of what is rightfully his. The other brother, born and raised in the house, knows no other home. He argues that his family has nurtured the land for generations, transforming it into a thriving home. This, in essence, reflects the Israeli-Palestinian narrative. The Zionist movement, driven by historical and religious ties to the land, sought refuge from persecution in Europe. Understanding these historical grievances is not about taking sides, but about acknowledging the pain and loss experienced by both parties. As the feud festers, the brothers resort to building walls, literally and figuratively, to separate themselves. What was once a shared courtyard is now divided by a barbed wire fence, a constant reminder of the animosity that separates them. Communication ceases, replaced by suspicion and fear. Their daily lives become entangled with security checkpoints and restrictions. The once vibrant home is now a suffocating space, where the joy of shared meals and laughter is replaced by the constant fear of conflict. This resonates with the reality of Israelis and Palestinians living in a land fragmented by walls, checkpoints, and settlements. The security wall, while offering a sense of security to one side, symbolizes oppression and confinement to the other. The human cost of this conflict is immeasurable, measured in lost lives, shattered dreams, and a generation robbed of its childhood. The conflict's toll isn't confined to physical boundaries. Both brothers, consumed by their bitterness, suffer. The constant state of alert, the mistrust and fear seep into their personal lives, poisoning relationships and eroding their capacity for joy. One brother, haunted by the memory of his grandfather's displacement, struggles to build a future. The other brother, though physically secure within the house, lives with the constant fear of attack, of losing his home. This sense of insecurity, the lack of trust, and the ever-present threat of violence are shared realities for both Israelis and Palestinians. The trauma of past wars, the fear of rocket attacks or suicide bombings, and the grief of losing loved ones create a shared narrative of suffering. Recognizing this shared pain is crucial to fostering empathy and breaking down the walls of hatred that divide them. The two-state solution, often presented as the most viable path to peace, proposes dividing the house into two separate dwellings, offering each brother autonomy and security. However, this seemingly logical solution, like the family feud it mirrors, is fraught with complexities. Years of mistrust, coupled with the increasing entanglement of their lives, make it difficult to draw clear boundaries. Disputes over land ownership, access to resources like water, and the status of Jerusalem remain major stumbling blocks. The emotional scars run deep, making compromise feel like betrayal. Moreover, the power imbalance between the two brothers adds another layer of complexity. Similarly, in the Israeli-Palestinian context, the two-state solution faces significant challenges. The lack of political will, the entrenched positions of both sides, and the ever-growing distrust make this ideal seem like a distant dream. As the limitations of a physical division become apparent, a new realization dawns. True peace lies not in drawing lines on a map, but in mending the fractured bonds of brotherhood. It necessitates a shift in perspective, from a zero-sum game to a recognition of their shared humanity. This requires courage, a willingness to confront painful truths, to acknowledge the other's suffering. It demands empathy, the ability to step into the other's shoes and understand their fears and aspirations. Most importantly, it requires forgiveness, not as a sign of weakness, but as an act of strength and a commitment to a shared future. Grassroots initiatives, where Israelis and Palestinians work together on issues ranging from healthcare to environmental protection, offer glimmers of hope. These initiatives highlight the power of dialogue, collaboration, and shared experiences in breaking down barriers and fostering understanding. The path to peace in the Middle East, much like resolving a family feud, requires more than just political solutions. As the seeds of hope begin to sprout, a new dawn emerges on the horizon. The journey towards peace is long and fraught with challenges, but the first steps have already been taken. Grassroots initiatives where Israelis and Palestinians work together on issues ranging from healthcare to environmental protection offer glimmers of hope. These initiatives highlight the power of dialogue, collaboration, and shared experiences in breaking down barriers and fostering understanding. The path to peace in the Middle East, much like resolving a family feud, requires more than just political solutions. It necessitates a shift in perspective, from a zero-sum game to a recognition of their shared humanity. This requires courage, a willingness to confront painful truths, to acknowledge the other's suffering. It demands empathy, the ability to step into the other's shoes and understand their fears and aspirations. Most importantly, it requires forgiveness, not as a sign of weakness, but as an act of strength and a commitment to a shared future. The journey may be arduous, but with each step, the possibility of a brighter, more harmonious future becomes ever more real. Together, they can build a new dawn, where peace and understanding prevail. As we reflect on the arduous journey towards peace, another perspective emerges, one that stirs debate and contention. Some argue that much like in a marriage where the relationship becomes too toxic, parting ways might be the most viable solution to end the cycle of violence. This controversial viewpoint suggests that Arab Palestinians could be relocated to nearby Jordan or Egypt. Proponents of this idea believe that with the support of generous donations from private donors, this relocation could be facilitated smoothly. However, this solution is not without its critics. Many question the feasibility and morality of such a drastic measure. Can relocation truly be a path to peace, or does it merely shift the problem elsewhere? What about the deep cultural, historical, and emotional ties that both Israelis and Palestinians have to the land? This proposed solution underscores the complexity and sensitivity of the conflict. It highlights the desperate search for a resolution, even if it means considering radical measures. But it also reminds us that any path forward must be weighed carefully, with a deep understanding of the human cost and the long-term implications. In the end, whether through separation or reconciliation, the ultimate goal remains the same: a future where both Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace and dignity. The journey continues, fraught with difficult questions and hard choices, but with the hope that a lasting solution can be found. Just recently, the UAE bought a piece of land from Egypt for $35 billion. This transaction, though monumental, shows that such ambitious projects are not only possible, but can be executed successfully. If nations can negotiate and facilitate such deals, why can we not consider a similar solution for the Palestinians? Imagine acquiring a beautiful, fertile piece of land, either through purchase or negotiation, where Palestinians could establish a new home. This land, free from the shadows of conflict and historical grievances, could be a blank canvas for a prosperous future. With the right support and resources, it could become a thriving hub of innovation and development, potentially rivaling cities like Dubai. Private donors, international organizations, and supportive nations could collaborate to turn this vision into reality. However, this proposition is not without its challenges and criticisms. It raises questions about identity, heritage, and the right to self-determination. Can a new land truly replace the deep-seated connection Palestinians have to their ancestral homes? Would this solution be seen as a forced displacement or a genuine opportunity for a fresh start? As we ponder these questions, it's crucial to remember that any solution must prioritize the dignity and aspirations of the people involved. While this radical proposition offers a potential path forward, it must be weighed against the historical, cultural, and emotional complexities of the conflict. In exploring such bold ideas, we inch closer to the ultimate goal, a future where both Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace, prosperity, and mutual respect. The journey towards that future continues, with hope as our guiding star. Shalom.